You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done watching Violent Night. This is starring David Harbour. You probably recognize him from Stranger Things or even Black Widow as Red Guardian. And man, I really like David Harbour in these action roles. He really does a good job of comedy and action. And hell, I would really like to see him play Kratos. And when you watch this movie, you'll see why. But he plays Santa Claus in this movie. A very different type of Santa Claus. This is not the Santa Claus that's all jolly and, happy and stuff. He's really all about cookies and alcohol and just really down. And you get explanations of that, or why it is he's in the state that he's in, where he's still doing his job as Santa, but there's something that is just lost with this version. You know what I'm saying? And they go into some really interesting backstory on this in particular Santa Claus's backstory and what may or may not happen to Mrs. Claus. That was really interesting. But let me start from the beginning, because this is all about a family. We get introduced to this family of Jason, Linda, and Trudy, which Trudy is another main character. They're all heading to Jason's mom's house, for a family get-together. What meant to be just like a quick visit ended up turning into some crazy shit, you know what I'm saying? And this movie definitely lives up to the name, Violent Night, and man, does it get bloody. I'm drawing a blank on the villain of this movie's name. I've seen him in everything he was in past. I think it was like John something. I don't know why my brain is like missing on that, but I think he was a really interesting villain, where he just went by the code name, Mr. Scrooge. And this movie, pretty much, to kind of sum it all up, what ends up being, what was supposed to be a family get-together ends up becoming a home invasion and a heist, in a way. You know what I'm saying? That's where we get the main villain and what he wants. He pretty much wants like the $300 million that's sitting underneath the house, pretty much, that's in this vault and whatnot. And he's been planning this for months. He goes into like, he's a really interesting villain, because at first I was like, okay, he's gonna kind of be a throwaway villain. You can kind of see him as that, but they kind of give him a little bit more to work with, as far as even giving him a backstory. Now, his people that he brings to this house, they're nothing really special. They're really just there to get killed off and whatnot. But the way that they get killed off is awesome. You'll definitely get Home Alone vibes, especially with Trudy's character. Because I didn't know how to feel about Trudy's character at first. Because I was like, how old is this little girl? And she's acting like she's like 5 years old. I don't know. But, I'm just going to, I'm going to chill out off that, you know what I'm saying? I still like Trudy's character. I just think it was a little off for me. But like I said, I'm not gonna go too hard on that. It's whatever. And you have Jason here that is trying to, make things right with him and his ex-wife, or his wife, that I guess they were separated. They didn't really like clearly explain it, but I'm assuming they were just separated. And he was glad that she came along and whatnot. But anyways, going back to just Santa Claus himself, and he ends up stumbling into this house, and he has no choice but to handle the situation, because he tries to run from it. He doesn't want to be a part of this. He doesn't feel like he's really needed. Nobody really believes in him. And I really like the technology that they like kind of use in this, as far as Santa's naughty and nice list. They show you exactly what you have done all in your life. If you're good, they show you all the good that you've done. If you're bad, he shows you all the bad that is going on and stuff like that. So that was really cool. But I just really like this portrayal of Santa, it was really cool. It just wanted me, I just wanted kind of more of this. You know what I'm saying? This was really intriguing as far as like the backstory of this Santa Claus and why I made that God of War reference. And it's, yeah, it's definitely a fun time. Very violent. Like, there's a lot of kills in here that are just brutal, man. And I was just like, man, I'm loving it. I love to see it. I think the humor works because when you get introduced to the family, they're all kind of assholes. And the mom is just, she ain't shit, but she just loves Trudy. She loves Jason. That's the favorite. The sister is kind of just not likable at all. She has like a little boyfriend or whatnot, and he's kind of self-absorbed. So there's a handful of different types of characters throughout this entire movie that will keep you entertained, and you're just watching to see how it's going to play out. Like, is the bad guys going to get away with it? Is Santa going to be able to save the day? And I just like how everything kind of gets set up, and you know, how they just made a fun movie. They set out to just make a really fun movie, a really gory movie, and I think this will definitely be a movie that over time I think will become a cult classic, maybe, just because I feel like it has just the right amount of Christmas magic to say, like, I could see people watching this yearly, you know, as a tradition, adding it to their long list of other Christmas movies, because we haven't had a really good solid Christmas movie like that. Now granted, this is not something you should let your kids watch, but I still think that it's gonna be a movie that's gonna be talked about over the years, especially with it being Christmas themed. Overall, like I said, it's worth watching. Go out to your local theater, go check it out for yourself. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.